Key agendas for President Moon during his visit to Vietnam range from trade to security. For a clearer picture of what we can expect from the South Korean leader during the APEC summit, we turn to our Kim Ji-yeon.
The heads of state and representatives of more than 20 member economies are gathering in Vietnam's port city of Danang to attend this year's Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation meeting. Founded in 1989, the APEC was established to boost economic cooperation through free and fair trade among 21 economies in the Asia-Pacific region. APEC's economic growth had been enormous, with trade among the 21 member economies expanding nearly sevenfold in 2015 compared to when it was first established, while the average tariff rate fell 5.6% from 17%. Income per capita also increased by 76% during the period.
Despite these achievements, APEC faces challenges from low growth and wealth polarization that is driving support away from globalization and free trade. In light of this, Vietnam, the hosting country, has chosen the theme for this year's APEC summit as creating new dynamism, fostering a shared future.
Among the four main agendas, President Moon is expected to particularly focus on the promotion of sustainable, innovative, and inclusive growth as it reflects his administration's initiatives on people-centered and income-driven economic growth, which place emphasis on leaving no one behind in order to address chronic structural problems of low growth and economic polarization.
사람과 사람, 마음과 마음이 이어지는 사람 공동체. 안보 협력을 통해 아시아 평화에 기여하는 평화 공동체, 호혜적 경제 협력을 통해 함께 잘 사는 상생 번영 공동체를 함께 만들어가기를 희망합니다.
우리 정부의 입장에서도
Economic inequality is one of the most important issues for South Korea. Ever since the country opened its doors when it experienced the Asian financial crisis in 1997 and 1998, it has been suffering from wealth polarization, despite achieving higher economic growth.
President Moon is also expected to hold a number of bilateral summits, including leaders that are part of the six-party denuclearization talks, including China, Russia, and Japan. His so-called balanced diplomacy will be put to test to see whether President Moon can garner international cooperation and efforts to pressure North Korea to give up its nuclear and missile programs. Balanced diplomacy, according to President Moon, aims at securing cooperation from China on the North Korea issue while maintaining a strong alliance with the U.S.
Yeah, I think the concept balanced diplomacy by President Moon Jae-in is something that is proposed, I think has been proposed in a very timely period of time. Now the U.S. and China relations is, going into a much harsher competition now. I mean, because the U.S. has recovered its economic capabilities and now trying to pressure China. Xi Jinping, stabilized his domestic power and beginning a very solid second term.
President Moon's biggest task is to get closer with Chinese President Xi Jinping, not only to resolve issues concerning North Korea, but also to make a breakthrough in resolving economic tensions stemming from Beijing's retaliatory measures against Seoul's deployment of the U.S. missile defense system THAAD.
I think two countries needed to restore the relationship. Xi Jinping needed to restore the relationship with South Korea so that South Korea would not sideline the US and Japan, which are now trying to sanction and pressure China. South Korea needs to restore the relationship because of economic relations.
President Moon's visit to Vietnam comes as an opportune time to promote economic ties, as this year marks the 25th anniversary since Seoul and Hanoi first established diplomatic ties, which led to soaring trade and economic exchanges. South Korea is Vietnam's #1 investing partner as of 2014, with investments amounting to $55.8 billion and trade between the two surpassing $45 billion. Kim Ji-yeon, Arirang News.